Yo, it's Ty from DR Property Guy. Today we are not showing you a house for sale. We're in Perla Marina. We're at a house that recently sold. We're gonna sit down with the current owners. We're gonna talk about their experience buying property here in Cabarete in the Dominican Republic. First, we're gonna take a quick look through the house and see some of the improvements that they've made so far. So we might be a little bit premature on this one because the owners have only been here for 4 days. And if you remember this house from the previous video we did, it was completely unfurnished and empty, but they have made a wonderful start. Right then, good afternoon. We are here in Perla Marina with my friend Philip and our new friends Scott and Laurie. Congratulations guys on your very recent home purchase. Well done.
Congratulations.
Laurie's on the water.
Well,
Can you cheer water?
You can't. Wow. I'm not really surprised you're on the water
What's all
after
that
last
about?
night as well.
Can't have water.
Cheers.
Salute.
So congratulations on your home purchase, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for trusting in us to sort of find you this place that I think we can all agree we all really like it here, don't we?
Absolutely.
What is there not to like? Look at this. It's beautiful.
It's paradise.
It is. It's everything and more.
And shame on everyone that saw the video and didn't jump on this, actually.
Well, honestly, it wasn't up for that very long.
No, it wasn't.
You know?
It wasn't.
No.
So,
No, a very short time indeed.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, I was going to say, what was it that attracted you to Dominican Republic in the first place? Because you're from snowy climes, aren't you?
Yes, we
In
are.
the frozen north.
The
Why
tundra.
Dominican Republic?
Do you want to start that off?
Well, was it 2015? I believe it was the fall of 2015. We had a group of friends that wanted us to find an affordable vacation for them. They hadn't vacationed much before. And lo and behold, it was the North Shore of the Dominican Republic. So it all kind of started there, and we vacationed here and had an amazing time. And after that, started looking at real estate kind of lightly, and then got a little more intense. And then it got to the point where Scott and I said, did we really love it that much? The phrase we like to say is, was it love or lust? Did we love it just because we were on vacation? Or...
Because everybody loves going on vacation.
Yes.
And,
Of
you know,
course.
when you come home, nobody says, oh, that was absolutely horrible. So that was the big discussion for us. And then to jump in, the second time we came, we were here for only a couple days, and we said, oh, it was love. We fell in love with the area. The first time we were over west in Cofresi.
Yeah, that would be West Way.
West into Cofresi, and then the second time we were east in Cabarete. And the difference of the two, it just even was more, I hate to say enlightening, but it just, we got to see more of the locals, and we were more in the mix of that, and just absolutely fell in love.
It spoke to us more.
Because you guys really did your homework. That's one thing I remember. You know, you really did your research and.
She's the research queen.
I call myself a researchaholic.
Yes, and that's very fair. Her idea of relaxing is sitting there on the couch with our iPad and just looking and interrupting me constantly, saying, "Hey, look at this! Look at this picture."
Oh. So before
well, it served you well.
Yes,
it did serve us very well. Yes,
it really did.
It did. Yep. Before we came here, the end of November, I had a notebook with the sleeves for all of the different properties that might possibly meet the criteria.
And that's quite interesting because I think some of the listings you wanted to look at, they were quite out of date, were they not?
They
was
were.
kind of a nightmare, to be honest with you. Being from the States, it's pretty regulated, and when you look at a site, you can be sure that pretty much all of the listings are real, for one. Two, they're somewhat up to date. Sure, you can get one that sold maybe a month ago. You come down here or look from home down here, and you're looking at a property which you two informed us that sold 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so on our side, it was extremely frustrating to be looking at something that we say, this is really cool, you know, we really want to see this, and then you guys say, no, that's not available.
That sold about a year ago.
I must say that wasn't on our website. Our website is up to date.
Not at all.
Yes, it is.
This
Not
was
at
on
all.
other people's websites.
Not
website
who we're going to
is
name
up to
names,
date.
but
And I get it because the way the market is, stuff is selling, and homeowners out there, you know, you guys are guilty of this. You don't tell us when things sell. But in all truth, I think there was one listing you showed us that was for sale from 10 years ago price.
yes.
That had now had a different price, was just painted a different color.
Yeah.
And that had also sold though.
You
So-
could
Yes.
tell because of the furnishings and the paint color that it was, the pictures of it were from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But actually a little bit of an interesting story to tell. So we were working with a realtor and we're so interested in this one property.
The reason
And
that we came down.
That was the reason we came. That was the reason for our timing. The end of November was to see this one specific property. Although I had the binder with a plethora of other properties. And we come down here, and he was away on a family emergency. So here we are on a Sunday morning, sipping coffee at the condo we rented in Cabarete. No realtor. We have 2 days left to look at houses, and Scott said, you know, there's DR property, guys. And I said, really? They're going to answer a message on a Sunday morning?
And lo and behold, immediately.
We shouldn't tell people that now because I tell everyone.
Sorry.
Everyone, I'm gonna be
Oh,
getting
the pressure.
phone calls on Sunday.
Liverpool can't have been playing that morning.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But the responsiveness of you guys, and it was just so amazing to us, and we felt as though you guys really saved us because we spent good money coming down here with the purpose of looking at properties, and here we are with no hope of seeing properties, and we were left completely in limbo, and it was awful. And
We remember standing outside, waiting for the two of you to come pick us up. And we looked at each other and said, you think they're going to show? We didn't know you.
and nothing personal with you guys, but
was
it just the stories you hear, it's island time,
So then,
So-
so lo and behold, with those smiles and waves, the vehicle slowed down, we hopped in. And
We
then
must have been on time or early though.
You were
we
early.
early.
You were early.
10 minutes
Yeah.
early. And
British time.
There you go. Cheers.
Salute.
we hop in the vehicle, and one of the first things you said to us after lovely greetings was, I'm not going to show you this property. So the property we flew down here specifically to see, you said, I'm not going to show you that property because we only show properties that we would of a property that we would buy ourselves, that we would live in ourselves.
That's true. We did say that.
And at this point, nothing against you guys. We were a little jaded because we didn't know. So we went out with you guys for the day. We got back and said, are these guys telling us a story because they only want us to sell the houses that they have? And so we went and looked at the house that we originally came down for, and we drove into this community, and we looked at each other like, we need to get out of here.
We were sketched
Like,
out.
it was so exactly the way you described it. It wasn't even funny. You know, with the barbed wire in the back, and it was just, you know, we just kind of shook our heads, and that's when we became, you know, two of the faithful to you guys, and we said, what you guys say goes. Now, that being said, we took another leap against your suggestion, and it was a suggestion to not go the finance route. We said, no, we really want to try to do this because looking at it, it would change the dynamics of how we were buying, what kind of money we'd have, and so on and so forth.
And let's just abound on that a little bit, because Scotiabank does say they offer finance to American, Canadian, UK citizens. What do they tell you? They'll lend up to 70% of the
Yes.
value.
70%.
So you've thought this is going to happen.
And the major reason that we thought this, that's what Lori does for work. Now, she does it on the commercial side, but she also did it on the residential side. So you can kind of take over from here because it's your forte.
So hearing you say that it's a challenge, and I also read on other websites, they said, I think 12% of people, was that what the number was? 12% of people that apply to Scotiabank actually are able to get a loan from them. I believe that was what I read. But I looked at everything they're going to possibly need, their list, plus I added things to it. I thought, well, this might lead to that question, so I'm going to provide those documents for the past 3 months or 6 months and put together this tremendous amount
This
of
package.
Yeah, this huge package and sent it, and there was just so much back and forth, and I don't know, we started the beginning of January?
End of January.
End of January? Oh, the beginning of January
Because you sent it, and then they said a
oh,
month
we never
later,
received it.
oh no, we received it, we can't open it. They told us 3 weeks later that they couldn't even open the package you sent.
Mind you, every 3 days I was sending them a follow-up email.
Oh, right.
Do you need anything else? Is there, because we
Do you have
heard
any
that's what they
questions?
do, is they say, oh, well, yeah, we didn't get it, or so on. So
And you
that's
prepared
why.
us well for that. You prepared us
Yep.
saying they're going to ask for a lot of different things. So we tried to be very accessible and available. Just, you know, what else could you possibly need from us? And yeah, then it just got to the point, it was a very frustrating process. I think we provided certain tax returns 6 different times. I actually got to where I had to explain line by line our personal tax returns, which are certainly not challenging by any means. I had to explain where the interest was, where to find different things in the tax return, circle it, highlight it, send it.
Send
And
screenshots.
Then
Yep.
it got to the point and it said, you know, I don't think this is going to work.
We were 2.5 weeks away from coming down when we were supposed to close, and we kind of spoke with you a little bit, and we looked at each other and said, we need to find alternatives. Now, granted, very lucky that we were able to have alternatives, but the whole experience of Scotia Bank, and especially where we, as you said, are researchaholics, we know that on paper, we're a dream. We don't have a lot of expenses back home in the U.S. We really don't. Our debt to income ratio is so ridiculous that anybody that wants to lend should be throwing money at us and saying,
Right.
how much do you want? I'm not trying to be ridiculous here and say it is within reason, but we are a dream on paper, and we weren't hiding anything. We were very, forthcoming with all of our information. So that was the part that was frustrating. And during the whole process, I kept saying, Lori, don't worry, it's all going to happen. It's not going to be an issue. We're so strong. With all of this is so good. And she kept saying, I don't know. I don't think he gets it.
I did a rough estimate, and I think I came up with, I tallied 58 hours that I'd spent on emails to explain things. 58 hours.
That really is unacceptable. And we know of a case, it wasn't through us, where somebody did actually get the financing through Scotiabank, but they closed on, let's say, this day, day one, and the seller ends up getting paid 27 days later. After the
Wow.
contract was signed, the key was given, everything. I wouldn't know how we could explain that to a seller, that he's got to wait 27 days after giving up
After
possession. I
closing,
mean,
could we?
right.
that is
It's not
impossible.
workable.
So
Right.
on that basis, I mean, we kind of thank you for going through the process. And I think moving forward, we just won't entertain it for people because it's going to hurt either side. I mean, they're obviously not capable of telling you the truth from the get-go by saying,
Right.
well, you know, just send us more paperwork. Well, but obviously you guys know this. This is what you do back home. You know?
And we forgot to say, we got pre-approved.
Right.
We got pre-approved before we even put the offer in on this house. So that's the other part. Like, you had all our information, you kind of went through it, you pre-approved us and said, yeah, you're good to go, and then it was at a complete standstill.
And
It
the
was
and the
ridiculous.
pre-approval was actually on a different house because this property didn't. I don't remember when it was that it came on the market. We were actually looking at a different property that was more of a fixer-upper.
The one I wanted. Which is another funny story.
But the good news is that's all behind you now.
Yes,
It
it
is.
is. It all worked out.
And it's
Just
all
a memory.
It's all
Yes.
happiness now. And, you know, I mean, we may sound a little bitter when we talk about it, and we're not. It's just, it's water under the bridge, and we moved on.
Tell us about the actual buying process then. Obviously, you put an offer in on this,
Yes.
And you.
or Laurie did.
Lori did. And she called me
that's
up
right.
at work and said, hey, by the way, we just got a down payment on a house. And I said, what? So,
Ty called me and said, "You're gonna love it."
and the funny story was, when we came down in November, we drove past this house, and it was one of the listings that was in Lori's binder. And you said, oh, no, that house sold.
Yeah, the guy.
And we were kind of bummed out about it. And, well, she was. I wasn't really interested. And then he calls us up and says, hey, guess what? That house fell through and it's back on the market. It is not going to last. And
Yeah, he did have a contract on it, and then but there was some disagreement on price, something lost in translation, and the deal fell apart. And I guess we could put it together. But so obviously you put the offer on.
You helped walk us through that whole process.
Unbelievably walked
of
us
what
through.
to put in for an offer. You gave us guidance on that, and then honestly, because of the way houses were flying off the market at the time, you and Phil said, "Hey, you probably should secure this with
Yeah.
some sort of a minimal, non-refundable deposit, so that when you come down in a week to see the
It's still
property,
there.
it's actually still on the market."
And it wouldn't have been there had you not done that.
absolutely
There was,
not.
I mean, we had probably 2 or 3 people that would have gone for it. The owner had a couple more.
Yeah.
And, yeah, wasn't
So
there
it just-
5 people that were lined up to
Something
see
like
it
that.
or something?
Something.
It ended up well. And then, so let's talk a little bit about the closing. We went to the lawyer's office.
Yes.
That was quick, wasn't it?
It was so, how do we say that?
Lackluster.
Lackluster, because you go in, we met the owners, who are absolutely great. We're there for only a couple minutes, and we signed only a couple pieces of paper. And then we walked out, and I think I looked at Phil and I said, wow, that was not too monumentous. Like, you know, at home,
it.
you sit around a table and you pass papers and pass papers and pass papers, and you get writer's cramp. And we were kind of like, wow, that's it.
I think it was 4 contracts in English and 4 in Spanish. And
Yes.
That was it.
Yes.
About 4 pages each.
But we had to initial every page.
Yeah, well.
The 3 pages.
Yeah, and I think that having the right real estate agents, the right lawyer, made everything just so smooth, and it was smooth as silk. It was just so. There was no hiccups. There was no. Oh, guess what? You know,
No, there
we
was
never
none.
had that moment.
No,
So it
you
was pretty
didn't.
awesome.
We weren't sure who to use for an attorney. You gave us a couple of options. We went with one of them.
Yeah, Guido Perdomo. Shout out to Guido if he's watching.
And he was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
He was
phenomenal.
fabulous, yes.
When we wire transferred the money to him, it was a wire transfer to an account he had in the United States, so it was easy as can be.
Yep.
I just went into our bank, gave them the account numbers, and they just did it, and it was there in hours. It was phenomenal.
The communication was very clear from his office. It was that we've received this, or when I
Right.
asked for a couple of changes to the contract, it was you can
Instantaneous.
here's the changes, here's the revised draft. Very responsive. Highly recommend them.
So moving forward, obviously you've been here, what, 4 days now? Mm-hmm. Seems like a lifetime, but
I really like what you've done with the place. The furniture is
Thank you. Thank you.
really nice.
and hopefully you're going to be
Good
spending
choice.
more time
Thank
down
you.
here as the years
Yes.
progress.
As years
Yes.
progresses, absolutely.
We're
And-
working on that.
Add a few more personal touches to the place, obviously,
Yes.
with time.
Yes.
I was going to say the good thing about our job is that we get to make new friends, and whether you like it or not, we'll be round on a regular basis
We can't
to
wait
test
to
your
cook.
barbecue out.
You know he's not going nowhere. He doesn't go out. He ain't going out. I'll be around. Him. No, his back hurts.
We'll find what it is to tempt you with.
Yeah, we can have a vegetarian barbecue.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? I do have
He's gone vegan.
some recipes. We could do some interesting
I
stuff.
haven't gone vegan. I'm on a temporary vegetarian stint.
Yeah.
Temporary. It was your birthday yesterday, so happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Many
Thank you for
happy returns.
celebrating.
Yes.
Thank you for
It was a
celebrating
very
with
nice
me.
time.
Many happy returns.
I think we should all say hello to a special little friend of ours, Mr. Jordan, if he's watching. Right? Jordan! Hello, Jordan, mate. How are you?
How are you?
He will be very excited about
The
that.
pool's waiting for you.
Yeah, you got a swimming pool now, bud.
And now
There
that
you
he's
go.
learned how to swim, like he's so excited. And he says to us all the time, Lori will show him pictures and he says, "Oh, I forget that we have a pool."
I love
pretty
it how
awesome.
the 6-year-old owns up to it.
Oh
isn't it?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's-
He's part owner.
Yes.
He won't be out
Absolutely.
of that pool. Once he
No.
gets in it, he won't be out. So you guys want to say hello to anybody? Send any messages back home to the World Wide Web?
Yeah, you guys don't know what you're missing. You just don't. And all the fear of people back in the U.S. Stop living in fear. Stop it. The people down here are so awesome, so friendly, so nice. And you start out with the right people, and it just gets easier and easier from there. Last night, when we were out for Lori's birthday dinner, the whole restaurant hugged her and gave her a happy birthday.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. That's right. So, I mean, it's an amazing place. It's just really something. And if you don't come down here, you just have no idea what you're missing out on.
Welcome to your new home.
Thank you.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Cheers.
Thank
May you
you.
have many happy memories here.
We're already starting.
Good.
We're already starting.
Good.
So I guess on that bombshell, if you've watched this video so far and you haven't done it yet, we're now over 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you so much.
We thank you very much, subscribers, but it doesn't mean we don't want to get to 10, 20, 100, or even 1 million subscribers.
That would be nice,
We could,
wouldn't it?
you know, why not?
Nice.
You know, you don't start out on 1 million, you start out with 0. and-
That's right. Like everybody else.
But we've reached the magic mark of 1,000. But if you haven't done it, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And when do we get paid for this? Is it in pesos or is it U.S.
It will be in
dollars
beer.
or in beer?
It'll be in beer.
You know what? We can be
Definitely
bought.
in beer.
We can
And
be
rum.
bought.
Phil's got some Moldovan rubles left over from like 1974. On that bombshell, thanks for watching. Cheers, and we will see you in the next video.
All the best.
Bye-bye.